evening, everyone. Welcome to Sports Con with the Con Man on the Sports Wave Network. Tonight, I have with me a very special guest. For those of you who do not know, my man, Sandman Scott Pemberton, is one of the best fighters to ever come out of the South Coast. How you doing, my man? Can you hear me? Oh, well, anyway, like I was saying, we'll get him on. I think we got to correct some technical difficulties. But my telling you right now, his family is well known around the community. They have a legacy, and my man Scott was a bad dude. Scott, can you hear me now? Anyway, hopefully he can straighten this out. You know, sometimes this comes across technical difficulties, so things happen. But we get him on the air. I'm just waiting for him to get the feedback if he can hear me. I don't know what's going on, but anyway, all I can tell you is this man was a bad dude, and we all know what a great career he had. I would like to talk to him about his uh, fights that he's already had and things that he was working on. You know what I mean? So I was honored to have him on, but since he's not here and wait till he gets back, I might as well talk about what we're gonna be doing tonight. We got an NBA show with my man Conn. Maybe the boss Key Women's will be in. Maybe Coach Dante will be in. I don't know, but it's gonna be one of them shows. So again, when you host a show like this, excuse me, you gotta expect things to happen. So again, he had a great career. He fought some people, and I don't know if y'all heard about Peter Manfredo, things of that nature. And I was honored to have him on, and hopefully he can come on if we can get things corrected. But he's like that for real. He's like that. He's had a distinguished career. He fought on ESPN. I mean, the boy is bad. The boy's bad. The brother's bad. So getting back, what I like to talk about is I have some upcoming shows which I am honored and privileged to have. Thanks to my boss, Key Williams and Kuma King, they've given me the platform to do my show. And, I've reached out to so many, and most of them accepted. So, do we come back? I guess not. So, I don't know what's going on there. But anyway, let me get back to what I was saying. So, I don't know. January is going to be a good month for me. You know what I'm saying? Uh, I was supposed to have Candida Rose on last night, but unfortunately, I was feeling under the weather. My girl was as well. But I'm feeling better today. As you can see, I can't stop talking. So, and then Scott Sandman, if we can get him on. But my guest for this month, off the hook. I have some of the best singers coming on next week. I also have what I like to call individual. His name is Wayne Buckingham. He played at Clemson University, bad boy, and he suffered severe heart problems, and he almost didn't make it. I reached out to him to see if he would come on, and he said, yeah. So we got him coming on. We also have some distinguished people as well. It's just been confirmed that one of my best friends in the world, David Lato, for those of you who may not know, David started, matter of fact, we've been together since like 12 years old. We were the same height, and the doctors told me I was going to be 6'8". Apparently, the doctor must have been on something because I'm not 6'8". David ended up becoming 6'8". He went to a high school and had a great career. Got a scholarship to Northeastern, where he played under Jim Calhoun. And this is a funny story. He played, was captain for Northeastern. After graduating, he went to California to live with his family. He was working at a record shop. And I remember him telling me he had a picture with Juwan Howard. You know what I mean? And he basically wasn't doing that much. I mean, he wasn't making much money, but he was hanging out, doing his thing. He got a call while he was in the shower from Jim Calhoun. Calhoun asked him if he wanted to become assistant coach. Dave never been an assistant coach, but he said, sure. came out here to Northeastern Mass, where he recruited some names you may know of. I think a guy by the name of Reggie Lewis. I can go on and on. And then Calhoun, after they had a pretty successful year, he went on to become the head coach of UConn. And he took Dave with him. Now, here we go again. Dave recruited some people. I think you may be well aware. Danielle Marshall, Ray Allen. The list goes on and on and on and on. He then went back to Northeastern to become head coach. He left Northeastern and he got a job. Check this out. So he went from Northeastern to UConn. He went back to Northeastern. Then he got a job at, if I'm correct, DePaul. I got to mention. But he went from there, got a head coaching job at DePaul University. Once he had a pretty good year, and then gravitated to become the head coach of Virginia, where he was, check this out, one of the very first African Americans to be hired by the University of Virginia. He also won ACC Coach of the Year. Now, let me backtrack a little bit. He also won a championship with Calhoun at UConn. And then he gravitated from that. Then after DePaul, Virginia, excuse me, he had to go back. And he went to University of Missouri, Tulsa, and he's made the rounds. Then he got a job back at DePaul. And I don't know, he's just like one of my best friends in the world, coming from New Bedford, and to do what he's done is absolute miracle. I think he is, obviously he's one of the best friends I've ever had. But Scott, we got you back.
No, Mike, this is Dana Connor. Scott's having trouble getting on.
See if we can get your voice. Here we go. Can you hear me now?
I can hear you. This is not Scott though. This is Dana Connor. Scott's having trouble getting on.
Oh.
So I told him to click on he sent me a link so I could listen in.
Okay.
And now I'm in. But I don't need to be in. He does.
I know. We're waiting on him, but all right, now that we got you here, can you tell the folks about the Sandman?
Yeah, well, Scott's a good friend of mine. Well, he's one of Scott's a kid that, he was fighting in the street. He did a few Golden Gloves, and then he was fighting in the street, but he was knocking people out in the street. And then, then he went pro, and he, continued to knock people out. And,
tell me the truth.
He weighed in at 168, but he's long, like 6'2", long arms, great reach, great power. Like I saw Charles Brewer fight. I saw Bo Sheikah fights. When he got ESPN Fight of the Year, 93 and 94. Yeah. Scott never really got his due. Like he never got that big fight, sort of like Boo Boo.
Yeah, so we can talk about that later on. Why do you think that happened?
I'm not sure. Like I wasn't like involved in all his promotions, but he was with Jimmy Birchfield then. And I don't know. I have no idea. But he did he could have fought Marcus Bayer, and he was a champ. Kawasaki was a champ. Like Scotty was right there. One of the best fights I thought he had was with Charles Brewer. If you remember, Charles Brewer, good fighter. And Scotty, first round, Charles Brewer kind of, took it to him. Then 1 through 5, Scotty destroyed him. And then the 6, Charles Brewer landed a good shot. And Steve Smoger stopped the fight. And Scotty wasn't hurt. But Scotty could always get hurt. Like she could knock him down both fights. And he'd get up and he'd fight harder. He was I'm a big fan of Scott, but he's a good friend of mine as well.
You know something? I really don't know him. I know of the family. I'm kind of a boxing fan, so I know his history. And what I wanted to do, it was about maybe 2 months ago. I wanted to have him come on with Ray Oliveira, who I know very well. And but due to technical difficulties, that didn't happen. So I reached out to Scott again, and he said he would come on, which I'm privileged. And the reason why I wanted him on is I know you don't know too much about this show, but I do a lot of things nationally as well as locally. What I mean by that is I get some local people who I feel deserve their roses, and that's why I want to recognize Scott.
Years ago, Mike. Like so, I was New Bedford High. I played JV basketball when Tony DePina and Tony Williams and all of. I was I was with Mike Dias and Mike Grant. I played football with all your crew. I know them all.
You know my crew, huh?
They're all your crew. Well, I know them all. Eric Riddle, Donald Tomas, Sonny Silva. I know them all.
What?
Yes, I'm all friends with all. I played high school football with Mike Grant. I played basketball with Eric. Yeah.
Wow, I did not know that. Wow, that's great. Wow.
Yeah, so awesome. Fly Grant, Eric Brito, Tony Williams is a good friend of mine. I played varsity baseball, football, and JV basketball in New Bedford High.
Wow, so you play for John C., right?
No, I played for John Pacheco.
I'm talking about baseball.
John Pacheco, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, yeah, okay. And one thing, you mentioned one name, and I'm gonna tell you, probably one of the most craziest people I ever come across. I think you know who I'm gonna say. He is out of his mind, but he's one of the most downright people you can ever meet. That would be the one and only Tony Williams. Am I right?
That's my man.
See, I got you laughing. You know what I'm talking about.
That's my friend. He's my friend since childhood down to South End baseball. So I've been coaching down to South End for 30 years. So I've been making my little mark. I was New Bedford High School gridiron president too. So
wow.
When my son played, my son went to Sharik. I've been Jared Schuster, the kid that went to the bigs. I coached him down the South End. So but this is not supposed to be my interview. This is
I know we're waiting on him, but he ain't here. So I was doing my own thing, and wishing that he could come on. He texted me, said he'd be out by 4, and it didn't ever happen. So
I just texted him. I told him he had to hit the link. I said, I think the link you sent me is the link you're supposed to sign in with, because it signed me in. So he sent me a link. I said, I want to listen tonight.
Hopefully,
but
he may still come on. If not, I mean, I definitely want him on again. So we can do the damn thing. And doing the podcast is sometimes technical difficulties happen. So things happen.
Right. But we know all the same people. You call Mike Grant, Eric Brito, Durham Watkins, Pat Victor.
You're going back.
Donald Tomas, Mark Roby. I know all those guys.
How come I don't know you?
You do. Friends on Facebook, you do. Well, you played that state. You had a big pro, 1978. Right? You had a slow casual game.
Thank you.
All right, that's it. Like you would never I watch all you guys play in the summer. I used to go to Monty's and play. I was little white boy from the South End and go play when I was in Roosevelt. I played for Peter Brito, Eric, and Mike Grant for Roosevelt Junior High. We had Bruce Folcott. Bruce Folcott's my best friend. You know Bruce, right?
No, it's good. We do the show and then we rebroadcast it, so other people are gonna see you talking about them. Now, one thing I do want to say, and I happened on it last time. We lost the legend,
Peter Brito.
Yeah, and That man, 40 years I was with that man. You know what I mean? So he, let me tell you a story you may not know. I was telling someone last night. This guy took me. I played, but I was shy. I was quiet. I played in the very first basketball shootout at Monty Park. After that, he asked me to be part of his group. And then I became a referee and all that stuff. But what he did, I can't remember the year, but he made it so that him and Nelson Macedo, matter of fact, they made a point that he wanted to take us to Anguilla. We had a contingent of about, I would say, 17, 18. And we played representing USA, so to speak, in Anguilla. And he brought that team from Anguilla down to Monty Park, believe it or not. And, you know, that man, you know, without him, I mean, again, I was quiet, pimple, shy, quiet. Now I can't shut up. So, I mean, I owe everything to that guy, and he will be missed. And there will never be another Peter Britto.
Had a charisma and flavor like nobody else. Like he would make everybody comfortable.
Yeah, it's true.
That was mine.
Sure I haven't got over yet. So, you know.
Listen, I love Mr. Brito as well, like a lot of us did. Like he touched us all. Like he was my coach for Roosevelt when I played with Eric and Mike and Bruce Foucault and so he was the coach. Yeah, so
now that team you're talking about with Tony DePina and that was a.
So I played JV. I was playing with Mike. So the varsity then what was the starting five that year? Tony DePina, Gus Hodge, I think, Brian Hauser, Derwin, and Sharon, I think.
Okay, I think you guys lost to Fairhaven. Am I correct?
I think that we may have lost to Fairhaven that year, but that was a good team.
That's when you had Mike Semio and Jimmy Hennessy, Chuck Tillett, the whole nine. I'm gonna get them on my show as well. You know, Mike Semio was my coach.
You were talking about Tony Williams earlier, right? So you were talking about Tony Williams earlier, right?
Yep.
So the best story I have about my man Tony was when he went against Marlon Burns. All right. So the first couple of Tony's game was pretty. I would turn around, jump up from the baseline, and but he was like lethal with it, right? And he was tough, and he rebound, and but he wasn't like crossing over on anyone. He was down low, and he was a low post player. So he's Tony's 6'3", maybe. 6'3". Marlon Burns 6'8", legit. First couple of times down the court, Marlon Burns like throws his shit into the front row, right? So they're in the foul line. The next time down the court, Tony just takes him in and just throws him out of bounds. Gets teed up. Just the rest of the game, Marlon Burns didn't go near Tony. Tony scored 30. And the next day in the State of Times, it said Williams, Burns.
Wow. I see Tony once in a while. We're going back maybe like 3 years ago. And I don't know if you're familiar. I put together a list of the 100 best South Coast players. And I didn't put him on my list.
No,
of course, every time I saw him, he cussed me out. And so what I did was I made a second version and added 35 more. And of course, he was on my list. So he would call himself 101 because I named the top 100. He said, well, I'm 101 because he didn't make the top 100. But Tony's a great character and good dude.
He's my buddy, like we grew up together down here in the South End. So it's also, we played high school baseball. We played Little League baseball, basketball. His father was my coach, Red Williams, great coach, another great mentor. So there's a lot of good guys out there, a lot of good mentors.
Absolutely. And again, I'm thankful for them. And we were lucky. And you know what's funny? I think I don't know, but your guy Michael Grant, who's my guy, of course, and Eric. They're doing some phenomenal things.
That's Eric's
And
doing now.
uh-huh. And they're very good people. Don Tavares, one of the baddest running backs in New Bedford. We didn't know about that.
So that was the cat. Like that was the most lethal combination I've ever seen. All right, because those two cats took people out. Like when they did a tandem block, like when Danny used to, we did a spread up. Hey, listen, my buddy Boom's calling. I gotta take it. Sorry.
All right. Hey, don't worry about it. You can come back anytime, my brother.
All right, Mike. Take care.
You got it. No, I think I'm back on again. Getting back to what I was saying about my good friend David Lato. He uh, gravitated again back to DePaul, and he got fired, and he didn't know exactly what course he was going to take, but he stood back, chilled out, and then he right now, and he's coming on my show next Wednesday, y'all. You got to tune in. I don't want to talk too much because I want him to talk about it. But he also recruited a guy by the name of Kevin Ollie. Kevin Ollie played at UConn. I think he played, I could be wrong, I think he played between 15 and 17 years in the NBA. And then once Jim Calhoun decided to retire, he hired Kevin Ollie midway through the season. And the very next year, Kevin Ollie won an NCAA championship as well. And he was there like 3 years and he got fired. Anyway, how it goes around in full circle is this. Dave recruited him. Dave, great friends with him. Dave gets fired. So now you guys may not be aware. There's a great program, what they're doing out of Atlanta. And Kevin Ollie runs it. And overtime elite, matter of fact. And you remember the two twins who play in the NBA right now? That's who David coached. It's a great thing that they're doing in Atlanta. You know, as you may or may not know, coaching is very stressful. You get paid good money, but it's the bottom line. Dave was ACC Coach of the Year, and the very next year he gets fired. So that's a tough business. It's very tough. It's all about winning. And I just want to let you all know that, you know, he's doing some tremendous things. And he's at peace. I sat down, he came down and he was to say, hey, Mike, you know what? I can relax and I'm at peace because it's stressful. You know what I mean? And he looks so healthy. He looks different. I mean, he's different because he's not under that stress and he can just be him. And to me, it's a great opportunity for him. And, you know, he's one of the best people I've ever met in my life. And he'll be on the show next Wednesday. And my man is like that. Wait till you hear him. He's done so many things, been all over the world, and has done, you name it, he's done it. You know what he did? Check this out, y'all. He hits me up and said, you know who I had lunch with? I said, who? And then he showed me a picture of him and Dr. J and the crew. I said, I couldn't believe it. But that's what he does. He's been all over, knows everybody. And that's going to be beneficial to me. And I also think to the Sports Wave Network because he knows everybody. And one thing I was trying to tell you guys, I've been trying to get a lot of former NBA players on my show. And it's been difficult because the NBA, all NBA players, believe it or not, retired, they still have to pay union dues. I don't think y'all know that. They got paid, so they're part of the union. So the union is like, because I called the NBA office, and I said, man, I want to get some names. I want to do some things. And they said, Mike, I'm gonna let you know, quite just like this, Mike. I'm telling you, I appreciate what you're doing. We're not giving you any names. I was like, what, Mike? They're part of the union, and if you want to go get them on your own, you can't. But we're not supplying you with any names. And I've been trying to get so many great people on. Nate Archibald, Ronnie Fields, Len Elmore. But I'm working on it. It's going to come. It's going to come. So, you know, stay tuned to our show because, again, giving a big shout out to Keith Williams and Kuma Kane for giving me this opportunity. And we're gonna be doing some things, man. And sometimes you gotta prove yourself because a lot of them don't know who you are or if you're legit. So I try to make it a point to uh, share what I have, and most of them are down to earth. I mean, they're cool. They're very cool. They're very, very cool. But here's one story I didn't tell you guys because you know me, I got tons of stories, and we got a little more time left. Uh, I'm sorry, my guy, Sandman Scott Pemberton couldn't come on. He hit me up, said he was gonna be there. Things happened, but he was a bad from the streets. To, I'm telling you, hey, and his family was just the same way. Believe me, out here they all know about the Pembertons. But getting back to what I was saying before, um, for a kid like me, right? To, and this ain't about me, but I don't know how, why, but I was, I guess, blessed or given the opportunity uh, to be close to some of the top NBA ball players. And the reason why I wanted Nate Archibald, out here in New Bedford, I lived in the projects. I was from the hood. So they had these United Front projects, and they were, broken down the whole 9 yards. But the Boston Celtics did something to try to refurbish the parks, and they brought down Nate Archibald. So I got the opportunity to play against Nate Archibald. True story. And I wish I still had the picture. Me and Son Silver had that picture. So that was a great opportunity. And so fast forward, I'm broadcasting games for my boy Steve Bergo doing the Christmas tournament. So I'm on the mic talking my smack as I always do, and I'm giving out trivia questions, and I'm running my mouth as I always do. So Steve told me, "Hey, you know what's coming?" I'm like, "Who?" He said, "The Archibald." I said, "Get out of here!" Yeah, he's coming up. Where? He's coming here. I said, "Nah, all right." So, so I'm doing the Christmas tournament. Again, what I used to do is at halftime, I would give trivia questions. Now, of course, you got Google, you can do, but this is my Google. So I would give out trivia questions, and check this out. True story. I'm in there because I'm hearing he's coming on. So I'm running down all Nate's stats from here. No pulp, no Google, no nothing, because I know them all. I don't want to go into detail right now, but I know my. So anyway, excuse me. Unbeknownst to me, I turned to my right, and guess who I see? Nate Archibald. So I said, "What?" So I go and I approach him. I said, "Mr. Archibald, nice to meet you. My name is Michael Concession. I know you don't remember me, but do you remember coming to New Bedford at the United Front Projects?" He turned to me and said, "That's 40 years ago," which it was. So at that time, what he came down for is his good friend, I can't remember his name. He played in the ABA, and he was coaching the team from New York. New York came down. So that's how Nate came down. So you know me, Nate is sitting in the stands waiting for the game to come. So I'm sitting there with Nate, and we had a great. I gotta get them pictures. So we're sitting talking all kind of stuff. So you know me, I said, "Oh yeah, okay." So I go back on the mic, and I'm halftime of game. Nate and that guy probably them in the stands. So I go with my trivia question, and I'm gonna put it out there to you guys. Obviously, but y'all can Google it. But anyway, I said, "Who is the only check it the only player to play in a high school, collegiate, ABA, NBA, and Olympic gold medalist?" Anyway, he couldn't even find. He didn't even know the answer. Matter of fact, no one knew the answer. To be honest with you, but now you all can Google it. But at that time, that was one of the best trivia questions because I put it out there. No one has a clue. I'm not going to give it to you just yet, although you can Google it. But anyway, so having him come down was great. I told you guys about playing against Dr. J, which was the most grateful and embarrassing at the same time. You know, for a 16-year-old kid to go and play against someone like that. And to be on, it was one-on-one. It wasn't like I was too young, but it wasn't like that. But just to get the opportunity to sit with him, to talk to him, and to go through that experience. Although I'm still mad at him because I'll tell you a story real quick. 1976, we were There was something going on. He said some guy named Dr. J. I'm like, really? Hmm. New Bedford High School. I said, okay, we'll go. So we're sitting in the stands, and there's quite a few people, and we see Dr. J come in, and Dr. J comes in, and with a guy by the name of Tommy Rogers. So he comes in. He has gray suits, sweatpants, suits on. So he starts doing the fundamentals, and everybody's like, ah. And then he said, no, son, I may make it look easy, but it's hard. And then he went on, and then I'll tell this story real quick. He says, get me the highest leaper in here. Guy by the name of Gus Hodge, about 6'5", jump out the gym. So Gus comes down, and doctor goes, hey, nice to meet you. Do me a favor, touch the backboard. Gus, what? No problem. Doctor said, okay, touch the rim. No problem. Check this out. Doctor goes, okay. Uh, do the same thing without bending your knees. So without bending your knees. So Gus obviously tries. Check that. If y'all think, try jumping without bending your knees. And it's almost impossible. So uh, after that, of course, Gus couldn't do it. And Doctor proceeded to grab two balls, and he went like this. Think, think, without bending his knees. Crazy. And if you look at the 1976 dunk contest with David Thompson and Josh Gervin and all them, he does that same exact dunk. Incredible. So again, then he calls out, oh, give me the best 5, 6 ball players. So I'm in there, I'm quiet. I'm a 16-year-old kid. What do I need? So they're go ahead, no, go ahead, Mike. I'm like, I ain't going out there. Go ahead, Mike. So I go down there. I meet about 7 guys. We stand at half court. Crazy story. We stand at half court. We shake his hand. Hands was like this. So well, I half court. He said, make yourself comfortable. So now, mind you, I had I think it was like a purple shirt on and some kind of crazy pants. So I'm getting loose. But I forgot I had change in my pocket. So as I'm getting loose, all my change falls out. The crowd's laughing. I said, okay. So there was 7 of us. Matter of fact, the guy we were talking about, Dave Lato, was one of them as well. And Dave, Doctor hit his foot, 2 shots, he's out. Next guy, y'all out. So I go up. Now I'm nervous. My knees are shaking. I don't know what to do. So I'm playing him as best I could. He takes a jump shot from the foul line, and it misses. I grab the rebound. I go to the left corner, and I was kind of known for my spin move. So I'm between the legs, spin. I threw up left hand. Of course, it didn't go in. So he grabs the rebound, proceeds to go to the foul line, extended again. He takes a shot and hits the back of the rim. And now, mind you, I'm looking at I'm like this. I got it. And then all of a sudden, he grabs them big paws, turns around and does a 360 to creep. It was a wrap. It was nuts. It was crazy. So he went through all 7 guys, and then he goes like this. I want you all to come down. Everybody, come on down. Everybody get in a semicircle. So we're all there in a semicircle. I'm telling y'all, he put on the most incredible dunks. Now, this going back to 1976 that I've ever seen. Only dunk he didn't do was from the foul line because there's too many people. But I'm talking one hand, 2. It was the most ridiculous thing I saw at that age. And so, again, getting the opportunity to do that as well. And of course, hanging out with my boy Eric Brittle, who was an NBA referee. So I got to experience that part of it. Eric would take me to the games in New York. In the hood, Purchase, New York, where a guy by the name of, you guys may be familiar with him, his name was Stephon Marbury. So I went to games with Eric. And then Eric told me this one story. I think you guys may relate to this. Now, Eric, this was before he made it to the NBA. Eric would go travel everywhere, Denver, on his own money, and everywhere. So he was, that was his dream. So again, me and him and his dad, Peter Brewer, who just passed away, who was my hot. So we went to the game. So guess who's playing? Mark Jackson. So let me tell you this story. So I'm in the stands. I wasn't refereeing then. I was just going as a friend. So I wasn't a referee per se. So Eric did the first half, and I'm like, looks fine to me. Looks like you're doing great. So at halftime, he comes out, and while I'm in the stands, there was a guy. What's his name? Leaves. He was head of NBA officials, and there was a guy named Ronnie Nunn who just recently retired, and they would sit next to me and Peter Brittle, and they would dissect. You guys don't know. You guys talk about NBA refs. They would dissect. I'm listening here. Eric should have been a little bit over. He should have. I'm like, what? You should have been a little bit. I said, you got to be kidding me. That's how they did it. And then after every game, they would sit down with the referees and go over every single play. People don't know that. So anyway, so after the game, Eric comes up. Now I'm thinking he's gonna be all celebrating. I'm telling you exactly what happened. He said, "Dad, can you drive home?" Dad said, "Sure." Eric's in the back seat with me, his head on my shoulder, and he was crying. Imagine that, because he got blown up. They blew him a whole. That's how tough it was. You know what I mean? But he ended up again refereeing the NBA. He did 17 games. The only thing was a problem. Um, Back then there was a strike in the NBA. I don't know if you guys are familiar with that. So Eric was doing CBA championships. He was all over it. I mean, climbing up the ladder. I mean, he was awesome. And they, during the strike, they contacted Eric and they said, "Would you want to come do the NBA?" Now, see, Eric got the opportunity, and I think he just went, "I'm going to go grab it." But what happened is he crossed the line. You understand? Because referees have a union as well. So once you cross the line, so when the strike got resolved, guess who didn't have a job? And guess who basically was barred from doing any of that stuff because he went and crossed the line of the union. And that was really tough on him because that's what he wanted to strive for. But things happen. I'm sure he has regrets about not uh, not crossing the line because that was a no-no, and they got him. So he came back to the area, and again we were doing the shootouts here in New Bedford, big time. So we worked together, of course. And he came up to me and he said, "Mike, I got this thing I want to do." I'm like, "What?" He said, "I want to make true bounce backboards." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, I'm gonna make true bounce backboards." I said, "All right, yeah, all right. Have a nice day." So what he did, him and his partner Wayne developed the true bounce backboards. And his reason that's called true bounce because he wanted the players to have a true bounce. And when he started off, I'm guilty of it. I didn't believe one thing he said. Needless to say, he's been doing it for 20 years. If you go to any court, look it up, any court in Massachusetts, New York, California, I mean, everywhere, he's put up true bounce backboards. He had a meeting with the NBA. What's his name? I can't remember off the top of my head. And they won't, because he wanted it to be assigned to the NCAA games, but they weren't going. NBA wasn't going for that. But anyway, he's developed some great backboards, and he's everywhere. And what was the tribute to him is about I don't exactly remember the month. I was in summertime. He went to California, and they honored Kobe Bryant, and they developed a court with the Lakers colors, and Eric is the one that put up the backboards, and it was a dedication to Kobe, and Kobe's wife was there. Ice Trey was there, Trey Young, and Leslie Lewis, and there was a great tribute to Kobe, God bless his soul. But that's where Eric is now. He's still doing the backboards. Just look him up. True, but I mean, they got the technology. They're doing big things, and I don't know what he got coming up next, but he's going to be doing some phenomenal things as well. So, getting back to, doing this show, I'm honored to do this show. I'm having a ball, and it's great to be able to recognize others and do things just to give them their props, even though they don't ask for it, but just give them their props. I think it's a good thing, and I love doing what I do. I mean, it just gives me a lot of joy, and then to have the friends that I have and develop the contacts that I have is sometimes I don't know how because when I first started doing these podcasts, I didn't know jack nothing. Uh, you know, when one of my first jobs, I didn't know what I was doing. And I mean, I knew I know my MBA, of course, but I didn't know how the operation worked. And we did a lot of football and stuff that I knew football, but not that well. And the thing about it, which kind of turned me off, is that they would almost demand, hear me, demand that you do what they said instead of having you do what you like to do. So they was like, Mike, we want you to do hockey and softball. Needless to say, I'm not doing no hockey or softball. So, but that's what they would, oh, you need to, I need it. Oh, really? I need to do that. So anyway, when I left, I said, you know something? You guys need to let people do what they do best. Because guess what? They're gonna work harder and they're gonna do better. You put them with something that they don't care about. We think, what kind of product you gonna get for real? What kind of product you gonna get? Telling people to do something that they don't like or don't know anything about. So that was tough. And I've been blessed to do these shows. And I know you will not believe this, but I was very quiet and shy. And now I can't shut up. But it's been an honor. Again, I love it. I love this is beautiful, man. Like I said, I set the table for my guests. I set the table, but I do it buffet style, which means let them have it. Because a lot of people on podcasts, what they do is they talk too damn much, and you gotta listen. If you listen, I think you become a better podcaster, broadcaster, because people get sick of hearing you. So let them talk. So I set the table, and they're off and running, and they enjoy it. And it's also that kind of giving them their roses because they worked hard and they deserve credit. And again, because Key Williams and Cool McCain, they gave me the opportunity. And what's really cool? I'm gonna tell y'all something. This is a sports network. I said, Key, because I know so many fantastic musicians, and I said, Key, can I have so and so? She's like, yeah. And unusual for a sports show to have the guests I've had. I've had some a chubby Tobias from the Tobias chops. I can go on and on and on and on and on. Wait till you see I got coming next week. So by giving me the platform, a little bit of diversity, I think it's great. First of all, it's great because I mean I love sports, of course, but sometimes my shows like to have an impact and make an impact. And the guests I've had are pretty damn good. I've had a medium, I've had singers, I've had people who've been in jail for 29 years and coming out and doing very well. I've had people who are authors, and I'm going to have so much more. And just putting myself out there uh, to be able to do what I do. And it's an honor and a privilege, and I'm just having a ball. I'm just having a ball. And tonight we're doing the NBA show, which is going to be the bomb. And but again, it's not me because I don't know where it's coming from, but somebody is looking out for me or something to be able to have the guests that I've had. And again, watch out. The guests are coming. It's going to be crazy. Mike Jarvis, if you don't know him, used to coach St. John's. The list goes on and on. Like I said, I did a show called Not in My House. And these guys were from, excuse me, I'm still getting over myself. These guys are from Midwest or something. Anyway, they have big connections. So, I'm coordinating with them. They're going to have me get some guests, guys by the name of Rick Barry, etc. So watch out. I'm I'm coming. I'm coming. And I come on the attitude. Okay, all you can do is ask. They don't come on. They don't come on. All you can do is ask. Oh, I had Kermit Washington on a couple weeks ago. Great interview. Los Angeles Lakers and all that. So I had him on. So Robert Bobby Reed, the inventor of the culture, and he's doing some phenomenal things as well. Real estate agent, and you know, I don't know. I, I can't explain to you why I do what I do, but something I do. There's no explanation for it. But again, I want to thank all the people who have come on my show, and some people have come on 3, 4 times, like Gene Smith, who played for Georgetown with Pat Ewing, da da da, and he still comes on, and he'll come on again. Mike Myers doing the thing with the MBA, Military Basketball Association. He's the CEO. He's gonna come on again eventually. And then I guess some people are gonna be doing. Oh man, it's great. Yeah, it's fun. I'm having a ball. You know what I mean? And I don't know. I don't know much else to say. I could probably talk a little bit since we got about a few minutes left. Um, I don't want to talk too much about the NBA because we're gonna be talking about that tonight. But I can pick up a few topics. You know, it's so hard to coach in the NBA as well. Because remember, you're coaching guys who are multi-millionaires. Very difficult job. And of course, now Darvin Ham's under the gun. Everybody's under the gun. It seems like if a team's not doing good, it's the coach's fault. And a lot of time it's not. Because, you know something? Most of the great coaches of all time, they'll tell you this. Even Saban said this. You get great players, you have a great team. You get great players, you're a great coach. Just think about Popovich, right? 4 titles. Now, the last 3, 4 years, team has been suffering terrible. So does that make him a bad coach when he won 4 championships? You see what I'm saying? But now, everything's about what can you do for what are you doing for me lately? And it affects a lot of coaches, and it's tough. It's very tough. I just think it's so hard, you know. Like when I was on the show with Key and Dante, Coach Dante, I really don't like talking negative about players. I really don't because it's so hard to make the NBA. And I hate when people say he sucks or I don't like it because I know when I try out for the European team, I know how hard it is and how many people are hungry for it. And then now you got the G League right now. Look how many players are there. Look how many players are dying for you to mess up. So to me, to be an athlete like that is incredible. And to say you hate the player, you don't even know him. He's human. He got a family. He got kids. You may not like the way he's playing. You may not like the decisions he made. Throwing the ball away stuff. But to say you hate him, I don't get that. But I tell you what, Coach Dante and Key, they got me. They set me up. They got me mad, so I had to, vent a little bit. But I really don't. I mean, you can say things, but when I hear that word hate, to me, it's not cool. But every now and then, I'll go off a little bit. But other than that, I think that right now the NBA is at its best. Look how great the big men are playing. It's ridiculous. It's nuts. It's the best I've seen. Look how many great big men there are. Excuse me, good man. But look how NBA is phenomenal. Um, Unfortunately, the Lakers ain't doing too good. They're playing like against Grizzly. I won't go into detail with that. But now they're saying LeBron's upset and da da da. But one more thing before I go, and which I won't say hate, just like about the NBA. These guys complain and bitch about almost every damn call. I can't stand it. Watch the game tonight. Watch. Almost every play, they're doing it. Where's the fuck? It's ridiculous. To me, it sets the game back. Just play the damn game. You know what I mean? Little tap, tap, tap. Go back in the day when, let me see, Abdul-Jabbar banged out somebody. I think it was Kent Benson. Stood in the game. Go with Elijah. These guys play hard. I mean? Tic-tac. I can't. That's the only thing I dislike is the fact that these players, just watch Luca. I want to put on watch Luca. Watch all these guys. He's great. Every time they're looking for a call. You know how hard it is to referee the NBA? You got 10 athletes who are phenomenal, fast-paced game, and like in football, you can call hold every time. You can call the same thing in basketball. As a referee, you want to keep the game flowing. This tic-tac stuff, I don't like it. You want to keep the flow going, and you want to kind of remain a part of the game, away from the game, what I mean, but it's still being a part. You don't want to have be responsible for the outcome. Let the players play. And you know me, what I would do, I'm not NBA material. I get them all halftime. before the game. Look, I'm doing my job. I don't want to hear you guys complain all the damn time. Do I get make fun of you when you miss a layup, or when you throw the ball away, or when you go? So chill out. Enough's enough. I'm gonna do the best I can, and that's it. Enough said. So that would be me. I don't know if it would work because he plays and making millions and millions of dollars, and I ain't making nothing. But that's the only thing I got negative to say about the NBA. And it, it's going to be an exciting season. I'm telling you right now, it's going to be great. I'm looking forward to it. Uh, we're going to see what happens. And I don't want to talk too much because we get a show tonight, but I think that we're doing some good things. And again, happy to be part of the network. I'm really sorry you guys couldn't get to see Sandman, but he will come on. And when I tell you he was a bad boy, bad boy. As you know, I've had some boxes on as well. Again, I've had boxes, singers, mediums, and thanks. I don't want to keep saying, but thanks to them, they allow me to do it. And we got so many things upcoming because um, I'm working on getting the show more, I guess, more well known. I'm working on some things, but you know, at least I'm having my foot in the door. You know what I'm saying? So I can go and have a little bit of, a little bit of juice, a little bit anyway. So right now, again, when you make these people come on your show and they know what you got, it's incredible. Now, here's a big one. Before I go, I talked to my boss, Keith. Okay, there was a guy. Matter of fact, guy by the name of Jimmy Myers. So a good friend of mine, Claude Pritchard, because I was asking, hey, can you give me some guests? And he gave me Jimmy Myers, his name and number. I contacted Jimmy, and it looked like when I contacted him, he was like, okay, you get a few minutes, all right, that's it. We instead of being 10 minutes, we talked for about 2 hours. Now I claim to be the basketball historian. My man was the very first black anchor at ESPN. He's 70, I hope 75 something. And we on the phone, we talked for almost 2 hours. You want to talk hockey? He can do that. You want to talk baseball? He can do that. You want to talk football? He can do it. Baseball? He can do it. See, he covers all these sports. And right now he was just he covered the WNBA, I think football. I think he was at the Rose Bowl game. So this guy has a wealth of knowledge, and I'm dying to get him on the show because I will keep my mouth shut. Matter of fact, I can't even talk in because he'll go on and on and on. I mean, actual personal experiences with guys like Bill Russell, Jerry West, Oscar Robertson, John Havlicek, Tommy Heinsohn. Oh my God, Will Chamberlain. I mean, the list goes on, and that's just basketball. Never mind football, baseball, but I think he's a wealth of knowledge, and we're working on having him come on the show as well, and that's going to be entertaining. And he's also going to be able to give me the contacts to other players. You know what I'm saying? But again, I don't know. I guess, hey, if you won't know unless you ask. And right now, it's going well. I'm having a ball, and we got some people coming up. You all don't know. Again, Dave Leo's coming on next Wednesday, and you guys will see for yourself what I'm talking about. And we got some great entertainment as well. And again, I just enjoy it. I have the access, so why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? These people bust their behind as well. And if I can recognize them, why not? And it's just going pretty good. People out here know, not because it's me, but they know what's going on. They know I'm the only one that does what I do. Only one. For a sports show to have, I'm the only one that I know of. And so it's a good thing. So we're about to 2024 is going to be a great year for myself. I hope. I know the network's going to be doing some great things as well. So hopefully we all have a great 2024. I want to thank all you who do tune into my show. It's going to get better. I'm not perfect, as you all know. I'm kind of off the hook, but I love what I do, and looking forward to the upcoming year. Working with my man Cool and Coach Dante and Key, and it's just fun. It's fun, and that's what you got to make it fun. Like I said, anybody knows you. Again, sir, anybody knows you let them do what they're good at and what they want to do. Watch the results. It makes a difference. I'm telling y'all right now. Again, the network is giving the platform, so watch out. Big things are coming. We got some entertainment coming next week. I can. My whole schedule's packed already. Already, I'm almost a month ahead. Ask T, she'll tell you. My month's almost ahead. Again, I'm just coming up. My girl had COVID, so um. So again, we got 5 minutes left to go, but something. I think I said enough. I think I opened my mouth enough. But again, I want to thank the network. I want to thank Key and Cool and Coach and everybody else, Jake and all of that. And they're looking forward to the upcoming year. And this, I don't know. Stay tuned. We will be. I will be back next Wednesday at 5 with Coach Dave Lato. Yeah, I got something to wait. You see, you guys have no idea. It's gonna be like that. But again, these people, oh, crazy. They travel all over the world, London, the whole nine. But again, I have the access, so let me do. Let me do what I do. Anyway, I've said enough. I wish that Scott Pemberton could have came on tonight, but we'll get him back. We're gonna get some other people who can get back as well. So we're gonna have a good time. Again, thank you all from the bottom of my heart for tuning in, and stay tuned because we got some things happening. And this is no BS. I'm keeping it real. Watch. Y'all have a good night. Stay safe. We got big snowstorm coming up here Saturday night into Sunday. So wherever y'all at, be safe, be careful. God bless. Thank you again. Take care. Good night, everyone. I think that was good. 5:56. I got 3 hours. She has it. Yeah.